What's up everyone, welcome back to the studio. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this using a heat press, vinyl cutter, and Puff HTV so you can follow along and make your own stuff to sell to your customers. Let's go. In today's demo, I'll be using my asset pack, asset number 39, which is the LA Old English outline. So if you want to follow along with the tutorial, you can also purchase the pack. It will be in the description box below. And if you don't have it, don't worry, you can use any other design you have and follow along as long as you have a cutter, a heat press, and a design. So for those who have a silhouette cutter, I'm going to be using the Cameo 4 Plus as my cutter, IKendoit.Studio, the free version to use as the software. So I'm going to just drag in asset number 39. Actually, I lied. I can't drag it in because the file's too big. I size the graphics so that they are pretty decent size. They're about 10 inches per graphic. And if you need them bigger, I do include the vector files as well. So you can easily just take the vectors and then export that at a bigger size if you need it to be used in the free version of Studio. But the paid version of Studio, I believe you can import SVG files. So you can just bring in the vector and you'll be chilling. So I found that you have to use the open feature or else the graphic gets like stuck in the corner. See how it opened fine? But let's say if I started a new document and I dragged in asset 39, it's gonna load and then it gets stuck. Like I can't move it. So I don't know what's up with this, but yeah, the Cameo software kind of buggy. So just open it directly in the project and you shouldn't have any problems. We're gonna be making this 3 inches. So just click on the width, make it 3. Okay, now it's 3 inches. And then if you all remember from the other video, we're gonna draw a square around it. So to get that boundary. The square is kind of like an estimate. It doesn't have to be exact. I just kind of eyeball it because it's just there for reference. And then make sure you center it together with this crosshair. So now it centers it horizontally and vertically. Command G or Control G to group. And then now we're gonna flip it horizontally so that you get the mirror image because we are using vinyl transfer. So I'm gonna put the cut settings on the screen because y'all have seen my document many times, but here's the cut settings. It's something that works for me. It may not work for you. So make sure you test it before you use a giant piece of vinyl and then it slices through everything because I do know that some people, my settings are a little bit too extreme, but I haven't had any issues. So I'm gonna cut the vinyl and then we'll go straight to the pressing. So we got the cutter cutting, and I forgot to mention this, but we'll be using this glow in the dark. I kind of wore this shirt to match it, but yeah, we're gonna be using the glow in the dark new from Icono. I don't know if this is released yet. I think it is, but if not, sorry James, this is the product. We're gonna see what it looks like. I know that it's very bright though, because I tried it last night before I was gonna use it for this video, and I was actually very surprised with how bright it is. So in terms of luminance, it's fucking dope. And we're gonna cut this vinyl, press it on the shirt, and then see what it looks like once it's on the tee. And just like that, the weeding is complete. So let's go to the heat press and press this thing. For the heat press, I'll be using the 16x20 auto open from Heat Press Nation. It has the slide out drawer as well so that you don't have to be under the top platen while you work on a hot day. And let me tell you, it does make a big difference when you have a lot of shirts to press. And as for the temperature, we'll be pressing it at 306 degrees so that it's around that 300 mark, and I'll be pressing it for 8 to 12 seconds. I usually release it at 10 to 12, so I have it set to 12 so I can choose if I want to release it at 10 or not. So the press is almost ready, and I just wanted to emphasize that pressure is really important on this. If you don't push it at the right pressure, you're gonna get weird marks on your puff, or the puff may not puff up as much as it can. So make sure you go with the firm pressure and test with a small strip before you test the entire design on a new garment. So for this demo, I'll be using this Lane 7 tie-dye tee that I messed up on. I'm actually using it as just like an embroidery test now, but essentially keep your old shirts if you mess up just so you can use it as a tester. All right, so the press is ready to go. I'm gonna place the transfer right here so y'all can see it. The pressure is firm. We got it at 305 degrees. I'm gonna press it for 10 seconds. So let's go. It looks like it didn't press up as much. So I'm gonna try and do a second hit, see if that'll help. I'm gonna increase the pressure slightly. All right, so let's do a close-up here. So here's a close-up on the puff. It didn't puff as much as I'm used to. Maybe I didn't do it the right way, but you still get that texture on here. It could also be the design too, because it's very thin design. Typically, you would want to do it with a more thicker design to get the obvious puff effect, but it does not look bad in any means. Yeah, so I'm still happy with it, but I want to show you all how much this thing glows. So let's go to a dark room so I can show you all the glow on this thing. You know what? I actually have some puff here that I cut, so I'm gonna press these so you guys can just see how the puff is supposed to look like. So this is the same Econo, but just a white version of it. I'm gonna press it somewhere safe so I don't smash the glow in the dark, because we do still need to see what it looks like under the conditions that we want to see it in. So we'll hit it with the pre-press, get that moisture out, and hopefully this one is gonna puff up more. I haven't changed the settings in terms of like pressure since I pressed it on the previous one, so it could just be that the design is a little bit less obvious. But yeah, we'll hit it with this. This is Econo Puff from Econo Transfer. Same settings, 300 degrees-ish at 10 seconds. Let's go. All right, so this one, I think you can already tell there's definitely more puff on this one. So not sure if the glow in the dark just wasn't it for today, or if I just didn't do it well. I don't know, sometimes things just happen, but I can definitely tell you that this didn't puff as much as my white one here. But then again, like the design is outlined, so you gotta remember it's not as thick. And this one has thicker HTV, so it's a lot more obvious when it puffs up. So you can be the judge of it, but I love the hand feel of the Econo puff. Caesar also has a good puff, but I just think the Econo one comes out better. Again, it's personal preference, but yeah, this is the Econo white, and then this is the Econo glow in the dark. So now let's take it to the dark room and see what it looks like. So I'm gonna blast this with my light, and then we're gonna go straight to the dark room, and hopefully it will be glowing. So just blasting it here with some LED. It's been about 15 seconds, 16 seconds. So now let's take this off. Then we're gonna go. Let's go to the dark room. Oh, it's already glowing so much. Wow, this is crazy. So apologies on the poor quality of video, but this looks pretty damn good. It is a little bit accentuated in the video, like it's not as bright in person, but that is still pretty good. And it looks pretty freaking cool. So let us go back to the main room, and I'll tell you all more about Econo Puff and why I like it, some things you should look out for, and if you should use this for your store or not. So I actually just did a second run for my Instagram Reels, and you can see that this puffed up way better. So it might have been the fact that the lines were too skinny on the other one. It doesn't feel as puffy as the white, to be honest, but the glow effect is still pretty cool. So if you're looking for a glow in the dark puff, then I think this is a great option. So just a full disclaimer, I have never watched the glow in the dark one before, so I can't talk about how durable it is. But in terms of the white, black, blue, and the other colorways from Econo, I have wash tested them over 30 to 50 times, because some of the oldest clothings I have from using this material is about 1.5 to 2 years old now. So I can definitely say that the white and the black is solid. The glow in the dark, I'm not really sure yet. Obviously the glow is cool, and it's not 100% my niche, but if you are into it, you can incorporate it into like holiday stuff, like maybe Halloween or some other spooky event, or I don't know, whatever you want to use it for. The glow in the dark is there, so it is a cool option, and I like to see that Econo is trying to push the boundary of the colors that are available, because I think with the HTV, it's always about how creative you can be using the same materials as other people. So it's really cool to see that. If you enjoyed today's videos, please make sure you subscribe or you hit the like button so I can get boosted in the algorithm and more people can see my videos. Thank you all for sticking with me throughout the last 5 months. I do really appreciate those who have been here since day one, and I do appreciate those who just came today as well, because everyone here supports my YouTube channel, and that's all that really matters to me. If you want to support my channel further, I also have affiliate links for all the materials and equipment that I use. So the heat press, cutter, glow HTV, regular puff HTV, you can all find it in the links below. And also, if you want to pick up that design pack that I have, it's only $10 for 50 assets, so it is a good deal. The way you're going to use it definitely depends on your needs, but there are stuff that you can use with the vinyl cutter, and there's mostly things that you can use with DTF or plastisol transfers. So just keep that in mind before you buy it. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. And if there's anything else you want to see from me in the future, please let me know in the comments. And as always, I'll see you all next time.